Hi guys, Trisha here again. I'm on a roll today. Made gingerbread, which is sitting there cooling off. I have treacle sultana bread in the oven, in that little oven, and I found some dates in the cupboard and want to get them used up, so I'm going to make some scones. And this is easy. I'm actually going to use the mixer today because I can't be bothered rubbing it in with my hands and that. So if you've got the appliance, why not use it, huh? So, and I'm just using the K paddle, okay? So what we have to do first is I'm going to put my dry ingredients into the mixing bowl, and I'm using my soda bread flour. You would buy the soda bread mix off the shelf here in Northern Ireland, but I've made up my own, and because it's been sitting for a while, I'm just going to whisk it up just to mix all the ingredients I put in. And actually there's a video on the channel of making this up, and this is the second time I've made it, so it's proven worthwhile to me. Okay, so I need to weigh out 8 ounces of soda bread flour. And basically you just put all your dry ingredients into the mixing bowl. So that's 8 ounces of the soda bread flour going in. And I'm using coarse wholemeal flour. I just keep it in this big jar if I can get it open. And 8 ounces of this we need as well. And try and get your ingredients as close as possible, no matter if it's a couple of grams, but okay. And that's just gone in. And that's 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And just get it in your hand and give it a wee scout down, because sometimes it can go into lumps on you. And I'm going to add 2 ounces of sugar. And just get my whisk in there and just give those a wee bit of a whisk around just to mix them all. On top of this, I'm putting in 4 ounces of margarine. You can use butter, but I choose to use margarine in most of my baking. And I've been letting it sit there so it's not just too hard or cold. And you can do this by hand by all means, but I'm just taking the lazy route today. I've had so much going on here, so it's just a matter of closing it down and turn on at low speed. And just let it cut in. And it doesn't take it very long. I just want to scrape the bit of butter off the paddle there. And it's got very dark here in Northern Ireland. Looks like we might be in for a load of rain. Or a lash of rain, as we call it here. The weather's very unpredictable this past while. You can get extreme heat and sunshine, and the next minute the clouds come over and the sky's just open. But that's what happens. Okay, we'll just give that another wee second. Just want to make sure it's all cut in. That looks good. So, I'm going to crack 2 eggs into a wee measuring bowl here. These are our farm fresh eggs. So I actually want to crack it onto a plate. I keep the eggshells. I'll crack in 2 eggs into your bowl. Okay. And I'm going to make this up to half a pint with milk. That's half a pint. You just crack the yolks and give it a good mix. Just make sure it's broke up well. I think there's about 6 ounces of dates here. I'm not sure whether, well, do you know what? You probably would put about 4 ounces in, but I want to get rid of these and I don't know what I would do with 2 ounces of dates, so I'm just going to chance it and put them all in. And I'm going to give them a rough chop. I don't want to chop them too small, but just like in half really. So I'm not going to cut them any smaller than that. Okay, so that's 2 eggs made up to half a pint with just milk, or you can use buttermilk. And that's all gone in. And close it down and just put it on a low speed again. Starts to pick everything up from the bottom. Okay, that's a wee bit stodgy or wet looking for me, so I'm just going to add another 1/4 cup of the soda bread mix. And another 1/4 cup of the coarse wholemeal. Okay, so that's mixed. Want to scrape down, just scrape down the sides to make sure that everything's getting incorporated. And that's the thing about any sort of recipe. If you feel as if it's too wet, I actually should have put the milk and the eggs in at different degrees, but no biggie. It's nothing that can't be fixed. You see why it's quite runny, so I'm going to add another 1/4 cup of just the soda bread mix. And there's no recipe that you can't fix. And it's coming together now. And I'm just going to add in the dates. Oops. You think you're going. Just add the dates in now and don't mix it too much from now on. You don't want your dates all broken up. That's looking good. Gonna be quite sticky this dough, but nothing that we can't work with. I'm gonna call that good. It looks like a sticky mess, but it'll be absolutely fine. So just scrape down the beaters, get all your stuff off. Don't be intimidated by any of these bread recipes. There's nothing that can't be fixed. You'll soon get an eye for them. If you need to add more flour, it depends on the weather outside as well. So even though if you weigh exact ingredients, you could end up adding more flour or more liquid. So, and you have to try these things. I'm just going to put a good little bit of just all-purpose flour down, and I'm just going to put it on this. It's easy cleanup. And I've got a 3.5 inch. That's a good size for a scone. Sticky dough. Just get that all out. Okay, so there's nothing left in that. And I'm going to put my oven on to preheat. I'm going to use the big oven, the fan oven, because the big tray I have here it won't fit in that little oven. So, and I'm going to put my oven on to preheat at 180. And get all my pans out. You sit up there for now. I'm going to put these will be going on the middle shelf, so I'll move one rack down. Okay, and I want it on to 180. So that's how it's set. So what I do is just put a little bit of flour over, and then make sure your hands are well floured before you touch this dough, okay? And if you need to, just sprinkle another little bit of flour over it. And it's not sticking to the board, so I just turn it over. And I'm going to pat it down. And if it is sticky for you, just keep putting flour down. And it's absolutely fine. So I'm going to make these quite chunky. And I'm going to cut them about 1 inch tall. Any little bits fall out, just plop them back in there. And I've got a blue tray here just with a silicone mat on it. The mat's actually a bit longer than the tray, but you can't cut these. And we'll get that sat there. And actually I think that might be a bit big, that one, so I'm going to get the next one down. That one's about right. So that's about 3 inch. And just start cutting. And transfer them to your baking tray. I'm going to try and get them all onto this tray actually, because these won't swell very much. And put a wee bit of flour down. Forgot about that. Just to put your cutter onto. And then it shouldn't stick as much for you. This recipe is supposed to make 12, but I'm making them jumbo, so it's not going to be 12 for me. But just run that bit of stuck inside there. Shake it out. And these are going to be big, but you just shape them with a wee bit of flour for sticking on you. Okay. And just get the rest of it all back, and it's, you don't want to knead it, just squeeze it. You don't want to knead scones. And just squeeze it back into its shape and cut another one. And that didn't work very well. Okay, so and it's because my hands are sticky there. There's a bit of that's good on my hands, which makes it harder to work with. Just pat it. And I won't edit that out because it happens to everybody. Anybody says they don't have failures when they're baking or they're making videos and it works grand every time, don't believe them. Okay, so and just nip it and push it back together. And I want the edge on this one, so just to get the rest of that off. And I actually wasn't too happy with those cutters that came. To me they're not overly sharp, but there we go. Once I'm ready for the oven, and this little bit of stringy bit, I'll roll it into a ball and it will go on there too. These are going straight into the middle shelf in the oven for, I'm going to say about 20 minutes, but I'll check them at 15 and bring you back at that stage. So I'm just going to set my an alarm for 15, and if they need more I can give them more. See you shortly. Okay, the timer's just went off, so I'm just going to check these the same as before. So just pull the rack out and I just stick a probe down into them and those are done. There we go. Lovely scones. Lovely date and wheaten scones. And I can't tell you how good the house smells here, guys. And there we have it. Beautiful scones. And I can just lift them. Lovely. Size of them. But the men in this house like big portions, and any good breads like this, I do myself, to be honest. We're not into small quantities in this house. We like substantial size portions, and these are going to be absolutely gorgeous. And that's a little dough ball. I'll eat that one. Okay, I'll get that washed. And there you go. Beautiful scones, easy to make, and hopefully taste delicious. So we'll let these cool down and then we'll try them. That's been quite a productive day for me here. Don't you be falling off there. I'm going to stick these over on the table with the rest of the stuff. But these will all be in separate videos though. It takes me a while to edit. So that's our ginger loaf cake, our wheaten treacle and sultana loaf, and our wheaten scones. And the boys will think I'm coming home to a feast. They do look good. Okay, I'll see you shortly and we'll have a taste of this. Okay guys, I think these are cooled down enough that I could try one. And I'm looking for the smallest one. I'm actually going to eat half one of these because I'll not be able to eat my dinner. I like the look of this one. It's got loads of dates on it. So, just split it in half. And I'll give you a wee close up of what they look like inside. Without them falling off the plate. Loads of dates and that lovely crumb of the wheaten. And I'll hold that bit back or I'll end up eating it. And just my normal margarine. You might think that's a lot of margarine, but it's only fat really I consume in a day. I don't really eat a lot of fats and sweet stuff. In my younger day maybe, but not anymore. Let's give this a go. Look at that. Gorgeous. How many dates is in there? Oh. I think I got away with putting the extra bit of dates in. You could actually put sultanas in these if you wanted. If you're not partial to dates or apricots, whatever tickled your fancy. Very good. Wheaten scone and a big mug of tea. What else could you ask for? Oh, gorgeous. I'm going to go and finish this, and might have more traffic coming to the door. This house has been wild busy today, so give these a try, guys. You won't be disappointed, and made by your own fair hand for your family. And I say, don't be intimidated with them. You've seen how I struggled with the dough there. It was quite soft. But patience and a wee bit of working with it, just adding to it and persist with it, and they'll be edible. Nothing that can't be fixed. Alright, you all have a good day, and I'll see you all in my next video. Cheers for now.